What's up? Oh man, I want to say what's up to y'all because you got to understand what's going on here. Um, that's not a laughing matter. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, a lot of you are in the market. And when you're in the market, you start to see things, don't you? You see what I'm saying? Now, when you're in the market, look at what you see. Let me take myself out of the equation. Didn't I tell you what was going to happen? And when everybody got excited that when they announced the shutdown, they had a record day for the S&P market. And I told you what was going to happen, that everybody was taking a swing and a bet. They were betting that the markets wouldn't change. They were betting that not the market, but the actual shutdown of the government was going to be something very temporary. So they knew they could just weather the storm. So they all went heavy. Now the index stocks is always the S&P is gonna go down, it's gonna go up. It's nothing to get an emergency about, but all stocks are pretty much going down worldwide the longer the government shutdown happens. You see where it's at? It's at record lows right now. And it's going to continue to fall. Look at the Rust 2000. Right? At close, minus 74. Look at that. Now, Syntex, I think, is the only one that's doing well. Now, ask yourself, why is this anomaly happening? Why is this happening? Well, of course, it's always going to come down to who's at the helm of the office. You're president of the United States, whether you're independent, Republican, or Democrat, or whatever party you are in. He is the president of the United States of America. This is under his watch. Wall Street rallies came to a halt Friday, and Donald Trump renewed tariff threats to China. So investors are definitely risk assessing everything that's happening based on that. And that's a volatile spike that you're going to see, and it's going to be wiping out hundreds of billions in tech market value. Now, Trump has accused Beijing of being very hostile, claiming China is sending letters to countries worldwide announcing export controls of rare earth minerals. So Trump says he's going to meet with the president in China, in South Korea, when he goes and takes a trip there. And he said he was going to meet him, but he said now there seems to be no reason to go to South Korea to make this trip. And he said this financial counter move that every element China has monopolized, they said, okay, we have too. The White House is considering a massive increase of tariffs of Chinese imports. And that language definitely hit the markets off guard, as they have been like, no, don't do this, because that's going to bring down a lot of the value. Now, a lot of people could use this who know the market. They could use this as a good thing. So the Vanguard S&P 500 Um, they slid about 1.8 as soon as he said that. But if you look at the CBOE, the VIX, rather, the volatility index, they got a surge by 25%. So just after 2 days after the Trump liberation announcements, sweeping tariffs and partners, everything was looking good. And then boom, NASDAQ started to tumble. The Dow started to tumble. Everybody started to fall. Now, what is this going to mean for you? I knew this would happen. I told you it would happen. I'm not a panicker. So if you're not a panicker, this should not be happening to you. Yeah, right. If you're a panicker, I can see how this would bother you. But if you on my Patreon, I already told you what moves you can make. Right, like right now. Like there's moves you can make right now. There's 3 good stocks that you can get that when this thing turns back around, it's going to be very beneficial for you. Yeah. Well, it could, but this is going to put a lot of stuff in danger. We stay at this rate, the worse it's going to be for us as a country. So we need to be really careful with how we move going forward with this in our trajectory. The whole world, everybody who's around that sees it, they kind of understand it. But American people who's in the stock market, they're going to be like, I'm losing thousands a day. There's people losing thousands of dollars a day behind this, and they're not going to be so comfortable with how this is continuing to go forward and saying, okay, when are we going to pull out? Okay, this government shutdown's been happening long enough. It's time we end this and get back to business. Something's wrong here. Well, the majority of the people there don't understand it. So if you don't understand something, what would you do? You'll pretty much repeat it over and over again because you don't understand it, right? So if you keep making mistakes, you'll eventually keep repeating and making that mistake over and over financially. Now, if you lost 2,100 on Friday, get ready to lose 2,100 or 2,300 on Saturday. By the time they open up the market again, buddy. Well, me, I'm in all kind of markets. I'm in the international markets. I'm all over the place. Yeah, well, Friday was a big hit for a lot of people. They took a heavy toll on the year's top performing stocks. The Robinhood markets, the S&P, that dropped 6%. Plantier Technologies, they fell 3%. Micron Technology, they slumped to 3.6. What's that? Vernoa, GE, they lost 3%. And Advanced Micro Devices, AMD, baby, they fell 5.5%. So all of that 35% weekly surge came falling down. And if you got China stock, The CSI China, that slumped to 6.4%. And that was the worst they've had since April the 4th. The FXI, that plunged 4.6. That's that iShares cap, that large cap thing they got in China. The oil prices sink, but gold is always holding steady. So if you invest in gold, you're never going to lose money, really, ever in gold. So, yes, the WTI crude dropped 4% to $59 a barrel. It's lowest it's been in 5 months. But natural gas at like Henry Hub, that went to like 4.5%. I don't know. I'm not really. Well, silver is about an ounce up, probably about 1.1. Yeah, gold is about point two higher. It's just hovering above the 4,000 threshold. Crypto, like Bitcoin, BTC, that slid 3% to 117,000. So the weekly declined to 5%. Ethereum, ETH dropped 6%. So what's that? Solana, SOL, and Cardano, ADA, fell about 4 to 5% respectively between the two. So, that's where they are right now. And after the hard Friday, I told people it was coming. This is why you have to sign up to the Patreon, man, because you was on the Patreon. I told you. I'm like, everybody's taking a swing and they're betting. So if you can stand in the waters and weather the storm, hopefully this is a government shutdown that is quick. Second depression. This is probably the third or fourth depression, buddy. The second depression. Are you kidding me? Now, what could you do to navigate all this? That's what we're going to talk about on the Patreon. So if you got the Patreon, definitely go there, because then we'll tell you what you should really be looking at. There's my Sensex. Now, if you see this, oh my God, Sensex is not affected. Oh my God. So if Sensex is thriving, why is that? We'll discuss that on the Patreon. Mm-hmm. We'll tell you why. And remember, if any of you got into what I told you to get into, you saw nothing but returns for 7 straight months. You saw green for 7 straight months. Now, I hope to see y'all on the Patreon. On my Carcino for Life Patreon. The rest of y'all, don't forget to donate to the Cash App, which is Carcino. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I gotta be careful because YouTube kind of, they kind of get on you with the insider trading crap. All right, Chris is on it. Yes, Chris, I'll be going live from the Patreon. We are going live, Patreon, in about 6 minutes. So get ready. Everybody, I'm out. See you at 2 o'clock on the Patreon. 2 o'clock Central Time, which is in about 6 minutes. Well, 5 now.